Click it to win it. Merlin Babysits the Musketeers. Produced by Humongous Win. Captain Logan acted by Timothy Kitson. Mohenjo-Daro and automated voice acted by Daniel Kirby. Written by Andrew Kirby. The King Arthur, we must start the fantasy game show.
Yes, Merlin, we must certainly start. To win it, Merlin babysits the Musketeers.
Yes, this season is about me traveling to the center of the world while babysitting some rascal teenagers.
But Merlin, isn't this a fantasy game show? How does one win the game?
It is quite simple, Arthur. No magic powers needed to win. You, the viewers watching Hust, have to press the star button on your streaming controller whenever you hear a movie or television show title spoken by one of the actors. The ones who get the most clicks this week wins a free $10 gift card. Make sure you are signed into your device.
Yes, but isn't using names from other works illegal?
We make sure every movie used gets the few milliseconds of magic they deserve.
Plus, isn't that
is streamed?
I didn't know streams had days.
I mean streaming devices for the television. Just click the star on the streaming controller each time you hear a title.
Plus, isn't that really great marketing for them? Free publicity. If I had that, I would have easily gained every European heart to my cause, and my kingdom would have included every corner of the world.
But viewers can only get the prize if they do it on the same day the show is streamed.
Wait, that means if someone says our names, King Arthur or Merlin, on the show, I can press the star button. Because our names are movie titles. Merlin, 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 Merlin.
Yeah, but if you just sit there and click it continuously throughout the show, you will get disqualified.
You better be careful next time, Merlin. I'll be sure to catch you red-handed.
Before you go, I gotta do something about that awful smell.
Way to go, John. Get those stinky teenagers all cleaned up. I can't go around with them smelling like rat poop and roadkill all the time.
Hey, this is not fun.
John the Blue Dragon then grabs a piece of soap sitting nearby and puts it in his mouth. The dragon blows out giant bubbles that float against the teenager musketeers. Mohenjo-Daro gets caught in one and floats upwards. He starts beating on it, but it doesn't break. John the Blue Dragon pops the bubble Mohenjo-Daro is floating in with his finger's sharp claw. Mohenjo-Daro drops into John the Blue Dragon's paw with a splash. John puts him down and then splashes the teenager musketeers some more.
This is too good. You guys look like drenched cats.
This is not funny. I had a real hard time getting that grungy. It is more manly. Girls are attracted to a man who is more manly.
I had a reason for being dirty.
Well, the new fashion is being clean. Right? John.
You look way better when clean, little ones. I'm sure the girls will come swoony.
Thanks, John. I really needed a good bath. Unlike these guys' cultures, mine actually takes pride in cleaning ourselves. They might have big ships and created cannons, but they can't beat mine when it comes to cleanliness.
Time to get inside the boat.
Hey, kid, put your buckle on.
I don't need to put that old thing on. I am a man. I never needed a buckle on a boat before.
Well, Dragon Tamer, you might have one less when you arrive. Maybe it's for the best. He seems to be the most annoying one.
A thrilling boat adventure in the cave. John the Blue Dragon pulls down the lever for the boat on the river in the cave. The boat shoots off like a cannon down the cave river's cistern. Captain Logan falls backwards and soon has his feet and hands off the ground while he holds onto the seating for his life on the boat in the cave. Captain Logan falls backwards and soon has his feet and hands off the ground while he holds onto the seating for his life on the boat in the cave. Captain Logan falls backwards and soon has his feet and hands off the ground while he holds onto the seating for his life on the boat in the cave. The other Musketeer's cheeks are being pushed back. Merlin grabs Captain Logan's seatbelt and uses magic to get to him on the boat in the cave. Captain Logan grabs it and pulls himself to buckle himself in on the boat in the cave. The walls around them while they sit in the boat on the river in the cave are very dark. The screenshot goes to what they see in front of them. Random bleeping sheep go by in the cave. A pyramid with the words "Lost Pyramid of King Tut Tut" goes by in the cave. A guy wearing a Scottish kilt fighting a ninja on a piece of floating soil in the cave goes by. The kilt-dressed guy screams, "There can only be one."
That was a crystal skull! Imagine how much that was worth.
Mumbling to himself. Now that much since we've discovered Brazil and the Americans with their overabundance of quartz.
The thrill of the cave river ride. This is awesome. Captain Logan's voice echoed through the cave as the speedboat roared ahead. The spray of water, the rush of wind, and the mystery of the dark cavern screamed adventure. You can almost feel the thrill. Dodge jagged rocks, glide through shimmering streams, and navigate narrow waterways deep inside nature's labyrinth. Each turn reveals beauty, danger, and an unmatched sense of freedom. This is not just a ride, it's a journey into the wild unknown. Adventure is calling. Are you ready to answer? Grab your crew, find your thrill, and ride like Captain Logan. Dare to explore, because the best stories are lived, not told.
I think I wetted myself.
Don't worry, Ned. I'm sure this will, hard swallowing gulp, be done soon.
What is this, Black Sea?
I believe it is ink. Good time to fill up. If you need ink for writing.
They go by an ancient knight who's over 100 years old with a super long white beard inside the cave.
I now have 2 black gloves on without actually having 2 black gloves on.
You are a genius, Captain Logan.
That could be a new fashion.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Chuckling kids.
Captain Logan goes unconscious. This is what he dreams. You see, Merlin isn't the wise old wizard you're used to. He's more of a walking oops waiting to happen. His magic? A mixed bag of sparkling disasters. And the Musketeers? Let's just say they're still figuring out which end of the sword to hold. Together, they've been tasked with mapping the Shadow Grove Cavern, a place so dark and mysterious that even bats get lost. But don't worry, this isn't your typical grim quest. With these guys, things tend to go hilariously off course. Behold, Merlin proclaims, slapping the side of the boat like a smug carpenter. My spell-reinforced gondola of greatness. Seamless transport and unmatched magical utility. A musketeer pokes a glowing or skeptically. Why is it buzzing? Boats shouldn't buzz. That's the magic stabilizer. Merlin bluffs. His proud grin falters when the sundial on the mast peels off and plops into the water. Perfectly normal. Let's just get moving. The crew reluctantly boards, each one claiming a corner, with Merlin dramatically steering. They push off into the gloom, their laughter echoing behind them, because, honestly, what could possibly go wrong? Inside the cavern, eerie silence blankets them. The riverbanks are jagged, dripping, and wait. Is that yelling? Up ahead, 2 massive trolls loom over the water, arguing at full volume. Who ate the last piece of cheese? Grog, one bellows. I didn't eat it, you ate it, the other retorts, holding their club like a giant mozzarella stick. The Musketeers freeze. One, the show-off of the bunch, nudges his sword out. Never fear, good sirs. We shall resolve this IOW. He slips on Merlin's wand, accidentally flinging it towards the trolls. The wand lands with a glowing thud in their half-eaten cheese plate. Both trolls fall silent, eyes narrowing at the newcomers. To clarify, Merlin whispers, beginning to chant a calm emotion spell, "We come in peace, ACK." The spell backfires, turning the cheese into a glowing fountain. Cheese starts spraying everywhere. One troll grabs Merlin's hat as a makeshift umbrella while the group frantically rows away, choking back laughter as cheese splatters across the boat. The river carries them deeper, and just as the cheesy commotion settles, an unusual sound rises in the distance, upbeat music. As the boat rounds a bend, torches illuminate a group of bats doing synchronized swimming moves above the water. Sequins sparkle on their wings, and one particularly large bat spins in a tiara. Seriously, Merlin, a musketeer groans, "Did you do this too?" "Don't be ridiculous," he sputters. But just then, the largest bat flies over, strikes a dramatic pose, and tosses a tiny top hat onto Merlin's head. The Musketeers explode into uncontrollable laughter. "That's it, I'm retiring," Merlin mutters, flinging the hat overboard. The boat sails onward, the bats waving dainty goodbyes behind them. As the group starts to recover from the bat spectacle, the smell of lemons drifts into the air. They spot a cluster of pixies on shore, stomping tiny barrels with their feet. Above them, a crude sign reads, "Pixie Brew Lemonade, only 100 gold per sip." Merlin, the youngest musketeer, pipes up, "That's extortion." "Don't look at me," Merlin replies. "I didn't teach them capitalism." But another musketeer, always curious, shouts to the pixies, "What about a trade? I've got these shiny marbles." Before anyone can stop him, he tosses the marbles ashore. Pandemonium erupts. The pixies swarm the marbles with giddy squeaks, abandoning their lemonade stand entirely. The tiniest pixie blows a comically large raspberry at the boat as they rush past, leaving the group in stitches once again. The river narrows, and the darkness thickens. Just when things start to feel a little too serious, an eerie glow flickers ahead. The group braces themselves, but instead of danger, they find dancing skeletons. A rope-draped pier juts out from the riverbank, and 3 skeletons shimmer with ghostly light, performing a tap dance routine. One musketeer, the ever-dramatic one, leaps out of the boat. "I challenge you to a duel," he declares, brandishing his sword. The skeletons pause. Slowly, one clicks its bony fingers to a jaunty beat. Suddenly, the duel transforms into a dance-off. The musketeer mirrors the skeleton's moves, trying desperately to keep up. The others are doubled over with laughter as Merlin casually conjures popcorn for the crew. "That's the most useful thing you've done all day," one teases. Eventually, the skeletons bow gracefully and wave, letting the musketeers float onwards with sore stomachs from laughing so hard. The crew drifts into a larger cavern, where the air feels dense with magic. It's beautiful yet unsettling. Merlin, sensing an opportunity, steps forward dramatically. "Prepare yourselves," he declares. "I will now use the full force of my powers to navigate this." Before he finishes, Merlin waves his wand, and nothing. Except, wait, a high-pitched operatic scream pierces the cavern. Did Merlin just summon opera, a musketeer howls? No. This is definitely strategic, Merlin argues. But then his hat unexpectedly bursts into flames. Panicking, he stomps on it, and with each stomp, dozens of harmless floating bubbles erupt from the floor. The scene is so absurd, so over-the-top ridiculous, that even Merlin starts cracking up before collapsing back into his seat. The scene is so absurd, so over-the-top ridiculous, that even Merlin starts cracking up before collapsing back into his seat. The scene is so absurd, so over-the-top ridiculous, that even Merlin starts cracking up before collapsing back into his seat. Laughter fades as the river suddenly surges. Rocks loom on either side, and their rickety boat starts to shake dangerously. "Row faster," someone shouts, though rowing does little to compete with the current. From nowhere, a giant glowing fish appears, a monstrous thing with shimmering scales, looming eerily beside the boat. It nudges the side playfully, nearly tipping it. Its massive, gaping mouth opens, making Merlin yelp as he flails to conjure a bubble parade. Again. This time, however, it works. The bubbles distract the fish, who begins chasing the floating orbs instead of their boat. Disaster averted, sort of. As the boat rushes towards what sounds suspiciously like a waterfall, the group finally snaps into action, working together. The Musketeers row with everything they've got, one shouting instructions while Merlin shakily steers them away from the rockiest hazards. Surprisingly, their mismatched teamwork works. Just before they hit the waterfall's edge, the group manages to steer into a calmer tributary, collectively letting out a victorious cheer. Just before they hit the waterfall's edge, the group manages to steer into a calmer tributary, collectively letting out a victorious cheer. Just before they hit the waterfall's edge, the group manages to steer into a calmer tributary, collectively letting out a victorious cheer. See? Merlin says, breathless and waterlogged, but grinning. Not every spell has to go wrong. Finally, out of the chaos, the group notices faint glowing lights coming from the cavern walls. The sight is magical. Vines covered in bioluminescent flora crisscross the stone, casting the cavern in rainbow-like hues. Merlin gasps dramatically. Behold! The ancient, rare, he frowns. Plants. That glow, I guess. Amazing, one musketeer deadpans. Totally worth almost being fish food. Merlin rolls his eyes, but nudges a vine into the boat as evidence of their triumph. The Shadow Grove Cavern may not have felt particularly dangerous, but for these unlikely adventurers, the memories built along the way made every mishap worthwhile. Through dancing skeletons, cheesy trolls, and more bubbles than necessary, they learned that quests don't have to be perfect, they just have to be memorable. They drift out of the cavern laughing, eager for their next adventure. Whatever's coming, whether it's a dragon or another glowing cheese fountain, one thing is for certain, chaos will follow, and it'll be hilarious. Cue whimsical music as the credits roll on Musketeers and Merlin, the Cavern Commotion. The end.
Wake up, Captain Logan. It's slowing down now.
We want to thank you for riding the boat service to the nation of Erlang. I am your talking hologram to guide your way. We will shortly be arriving in 15 minutes. We congratulate you on being the first humans to survive the trip. We would like to present you with a prize.
The cave boat slows down considerably. Present boxes with a fine red ribbon tied around them come up for Merlin and the Musketeers to see. Captain Logan opens his, and a pie comes out into his face. Mohenjo-Daro's gift melts before he even opens it. Merlin just throws his overboard, and it has a monster come out. Henry V opens his and finds that it has a big bar of gold inside it. He puts his hand inside the box. Merlin tries to motion for him not to do this, but it is too late. The gold wraps around Henry V's right hand. He pulls it out and lifts it doing a Michael Jackson pose and screams, "Oh, www." The instruction manual flies out of the box and lost behind them. Merlin wasn't watching Henry V, but was focused on Mohenjo-Daro. Henry V's face is that of disgust and wonder.
Congratulations, you have won the Golden Glove Award. It is 99% pure gold. 1% lead. There is only one way to get the cloth off. You can find it in the instruction manual.
Put down the box, Mohenjo.
Huh? What? You mean this box?
Yes.
Yes!
Yes.
Throw the box off the side of the boat.
A lone boat drifts through an eerie, lightless cave. Mohenjo-Daro, a figure cloaked in mystery, clutches a small, wrapped box, a gift unlike any other. The tension is palpable as whispers from unseen spirits echo through the cavernous void. With a determined glare, Mohenjo hurls the box into the shadowy waters below. Silence for a heartbeat, then boom. A fiery explosion erupts, shaking the cave and lighting the ancient walls. Runes and forgotten legends are unveiled in the scorching blast. As the smoke settles, Mohenjo smirks. The explosion wasn't the end, it was the spark of something colossal.
Just as I suspected, a stink bomb disguised as a present.
Thank you, Merlin. You saved me from a smelly end.
Under his breath. All of you probably smelled worse before.
They clear out of the cave. They all blink and cover their eyes as they enter the brightness of day. Bluegrass meadows with a smattering of white and pink flowers is seen on their right side. The left side has hills covered with hourglass-shaped fruits about the length of one's hand. One fruit hangs close enough for Captain Logan to grab it and take a bite of it.
You crazy kid. You don't know if that is edible or not.
That's really good.
Maybe we should get out of here. Who knows where this boat will take us?
We can't. The boat is still moving. We could get hurt.
I don't know what's worse. Jumping ship here and breaking a leg, or waiting to see where this deadly gift-giving boat takes us to.
Oh, Ned's just a coward.
I'm not a coward. I'm just cautious.
Lee, look how beautiful this place is. There's no way we'll come across any danger here. Look, did you see that bird on the branch? This place is paradise.
I just hope I don't have my death in paradise.
Don't worry, Ned. We will be completely safe.
Approaching thunderstorm. Blue lightning strikes in the distance. Thunderstorm is coming their way.
Oh, crud. Not again.
The boat speeds up and rushes on the river. Captain Logan gets sick and puts his head overboard. We hear him vomiting.
Well, look who has the weak stomach. Feeling a bit downcast, are we? Captain Logan!
Muttering quietly to himself. I don't need any enemies chasing us. These kids are tough enough to handle.
What was that, Merlin?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I think our enemy will be in the journey itself.
That's right. We just don't know what to suspect. This crazy world could have giant man-eating plants or giant cougars.
Believe me, I had my share of cougars chasing me in my youth. I still have a cougar harassing and chasing me.
I don't get it. If we're supposed to be on a journey to the center of the earth, then how come the sky above looks so vast and never-ending like it does where we came from? Aren't we supposed to be inside the earth now?
To himself. And this will take too many days to reach the sky's end and back if it is real.
Almost shouting, look behind us!
That must be where we came down from. We must have come down from above inside that pillar. How is this place possible?
Maybe when the earth was being formed, pockets of oxygen gas were trapped inside. Maybe the earth has layers, OG gas, solids and liquids inside of it.
I don't care how. All I care about is adventure. I can hardly wait until our next quest begins.
A city of onyx and jasper. The city with buildings made of onyx and varying colors of jasper gets closer. Its tallest and biggest building looks like a domed jasper palace standing 5 stories tall. A small walled fortress island is seen even further away. Yellowbird gulls look at the city. God, look at that strange, weird alien city.
Next time on Click It to Win It.
You there are he and must ride the Black Midnight Stallion. It comes here once a week from being at the twilight at Blueberry Barren.
Merlin and the others are put into a refugee island. Will they be able to escape? Tune in next time to find out and try to win a prize. We didn't forget. The winner for last week's show was John Smith. It seems he didn't give his number or email. Can a John Smith of London please contact us immediately to get your $10 gift card? Thanks!